proudly present the star of our show, the nationally syndicated columnist of the New York Daily News, Ed Sullivan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have a really big shoe because, once again, we have an exciting TV first. As you remember, here on the stage, Richard Burton, Audrey Hepburn, the Beatles, Martin and Lewis all made their debuts. And tonight on this very stage here, for the very first time, here on this stage, is the young man you've heard about, read about, talked about, the young comedian who has literally taken the country by storm. And I won't keep you from him, ladies and gentlemen, because here he is on our stage here, this here really quite big stage tonight for the first time here or anywhere tonight or any night. The young man who has taken, here he is right now. So without further ado, Stanley Belt.
Thank you. Thank you, Thank you, Mr. Sullivan. Thank you very much. Boy, you're a great crowd. Thank you very much. Well, I was thinking of my father the other day. He was a great guy. I remember he walked me to school every day when I was in the 4th grade. He had to go with me. He was in the same class. One time I remember he caught me smoking. He was extremely angry. He was but he was even more angry with the kid who set me on fire. And I grew up in a small town. It was so small that they put a mirror up at one end to make it look bigger. And we were poor. We were poor. We were so poor, we couldn't afford laxatives. I remember my mother used to set us on the toilet and tell us scary stories. And I had a rough time in high school. I remember I used to get beat up every day. Every day, somebody would beat me up. It became such a regular event, the school made it part of the curriculum. I remember there was a kid who didn't want to hit me. He didn't want to hit me. A pacifist. I said, "Hit me! You want to graduate, don't you?" I bought a dog, very weird dog. His favorite bone is in my arm. The other day he was scratching, barking at the front door. He didn't want to go out. He wanted me to leave. I'm housebreaking him. He's catching on. He finally went on the paper last night, but I was reading it at the time. I have 2 teenagers at home. And they're no bargain, believe me. I took them to Disneyland. I gave them $100. I said, "Do whatever you want with it." They took a bus home. One of my kids got a goldfish. I couldn't believe it. Got a bladder infection. Yeah, I found out when the bowl overflowed. Another one of my daughters, bought a toy poodle for her. She killed the dog, putting batteries in it. The other day I was home, and a couple of Christians showed up at my door. They told me that someday I was going to die and stand before God and give an account for my life. I told them, I don't mind dying. I just don't want to be there when it happens. And then they went on to tell me that there was a literal hell and how Jesus died for my sins and I wouldn't have to go there. Then I told them I want to go to hell because all my friends are going to be there. And I really didn't think that was very funny. And I thought about what they said, and I was told that simply repenting of my sins and asking Jesus for forgiveness, He would make my life brand new. I could start over. Well, I needed to be forgiven. So I asked Him into my life. And He forgave me. And He changed my life. He's very real. And so, this is my last stand, my swan song. This is it. I won't be doing this anymore. And I urge you to do what I have done. Because Jesus is coming back very soon.